What is up? We're back. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. This is gonna be sick. Hopefully, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Probably not. Maybe there. I don't know. Maybe. Well, we got both bikes. Everything's loaded up. Oil's changed. Shit's safety wired. Everything's as good as it's gonna get, pretty much. At least with the Aprilia. The Gixxer, we know that's the old reliable workhorse. But yeah, we're stopping in Daytona first, so about 2 hours till we get there. And then from there to Jennings, it's gonna be probably 3 hours. We'll probably get there around 5 or 6 p.m. So it's gonna be a long day of driving, but we got a full weekend of riding ahead. And it's always good to get more seat time. That's definitely the priority for now. So as for the Aprilia, the only thing we really kind of didn't get figured out is the brake reservoir, the master reservoir situation. So it still rubs the fairings a little bit if you turn too hard to the left, and then eventually it'll hit the dash if you go even further than that. So I think the solution to that is going to be to get a smaller reservoir. Not ideal, but I mean, it'll work, so whatever, you know? So we're gonna do that at some point, but for now, I got so tired of draining the fluid out of that thing, and then, you know, adding more, and then, oh, it's so annoying. Like, it got to a point where I wasn't even bleeding the brakes anymore. But we shouldn't have to do that, honestly. But besides that, the Aprilia is getting full suspension and rear sets. That's not something I'm gonna be able to do, unfortunately, so this weekend is going to be more of a testing weekend for the Aprilia. So we're going to put some DOTs on it. I only have one set of warmers, so those are going to be for the Gixxer. But putting some DOTs on it, I'm going to ride it around. It's got stock rear sets, which is kind of ass, but I'm pretty sure somebody won championships on an RS660 with stock rear sets. So I can't really make that an excuse. I should be able to go fast on stock rear sets. No. But we're doing K-Tech suspension front and rear, cartridges in the front, the DDS light in the rear, and then I'm also going to have Eric at Monkey Works. I'll link his website. Great dude. He doesn't sponsor me or anything, but I pretty much only go to him when I need stuff done that's a little bit beyond my scope. But I'll shout him out. Great guy. He's in Daytona, so if you're in the area, probably know about him. But yeah, we're gonna do Vortex rear sets and then the suspension and also a tune. 90% sure that bike is tuned, but we switched the exhaust, so I want to make sure it's not, you know, too lean or anything too crazy like that. And you know, of course, while Eric's doing all that stuff, we're gonna get the bodywork painted. Either way, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm super excited. I will see you guys when we pull up to Jennings. Whew, let me clean you all off. All right, we are here. We're set up. Man, it's late night last night. I had to get new tires put on everything, both bikes. So, but it's still a little foggy out, but we're about to get started. Slicks over here too. These are just warming up. I'm not gonna ride this bike yet. Okay, let's get this started. We're gonna try a new format for this one. Might be interesting. Who knows? We'll see. But this is my first time taking this bike on the track, and I figured I'd give a little commentary just to elaborate on what's going on. All right. Well, yeah. Man, I definitely underestimated how different it was going to be swapping bikes like this, but here right away we have a little mishap right off the bat. Ooh. Which pretty much shows exactly how the rest of this day is going to go for me. Alright, so we're getting on the bike, we're feeling things out. Right away I noticed the quick shifter's not working. I have it in GP shift. It takes me a couple of shifts to figure this out, so that means probably while we were in the garage and I was testing it, and I went through the gears without touching the clutch. There was no load on the rear tire. I'm an idiot, I get it. I'm surprised nobody told me that yet. at least based on that. People tell me I'm an idiot all the time, but yeah, so basically I was just slamming the bike into gears. But as you can see, I'm going super slow here. We're on DOTs, which isn't why I'm going slow. You can go plenty fast on DOTs. Just totally new bike. The seat's different, the height is different, everything is totally different. The throttle's different, it's fly-by-wire instead of cable. And yeah, so we're really just getting a feel for things here. We're going slow. This is an advanced group, but it's the first session now, so everybody's going slow, you know. We're taking it through turn 9 here, barely hanging off the bike, barely turning it. Right away I noticed that this bike is a lot taller than the Gixxer and a little bit more maneuverable, which I like. And I think by this point I figured out that the quick shifter's not working, so you can see me using the clutch here. But we're just putting along here. It's still foggy out. Taking it real nice and slow through 13 and 14. Now I will say I did have the traction control turned up a little bit high here. I think I was at 4 or 5. Realistically, I wanted lower than that. Otherwise, you're just setting it off all the time. But and here coming into turn 1 is when first time I really used the brakes. Man, the stock master cylinder on these 660s, it's a Brembo. It is touchy. I mean, it's an off and on switch. As soon as you touch the thing, the bike is nosediving. So probably gonna swap that out at some point. I'd like to get an RCS 19 on there because it's adjustable with the feedback, and I love the RCS 19 on the Gixxer. So we will probably be switching that out here soon, probably around the same time as we swap out those Amazon levers. But anyways, bike's going good. We're picking up the pace just a tiny bit here. I believe, if you're wondering, I think these first laps were 35s, so very slow. Technically too slow for advanced pace, but like I said, for first session out, everybody's going about this pace. Most people aren't riding every weekend, so first couple sessions out, people are slower, and then the pace tends to pick up towards the end of the day. But man, first impressions, I do love this bike. I think it was a great choice. I almost got a leader bike instead, but I thought against it, and I think I made the right choice here. You know, these twins, they're just, oh, they're awesome. Well, first of all, it sounds amazing, especially with that handle, but just power throughout the entire rev range. Really just an overall great bike. I mean, the electronic suite that these things come with is just fantastic. But anyways, I think that's about it for me. I'm gonna stop yapping. You guys enjoy the rest of the video, and let me know what you guys think about this. Maybe for some of my faster laps I'll give commentary. These are obviously like probably the slowest laps I've done in a year plus, but still, riding this bike was fun. I think we accomplished what we set out to do. I mostly just wanted to test it out, get a feel for it, actually ride the thing, you know. Wasn't looking to break any lap records this weekend. Didn't even have the lap timer on for half of it, so who knows what we actually, what our best times were, but I believe on this bike, we were down into the low 30s, so like 30 to 32s. Let's see. One more important thing to note, I did eventually, I believe after another session or two advanced, I did bump myself down to intermediate, just to take the pressure off of trying to not hold everybody else up, because as people started to speed up throughout the day, I'm taking my time a little bit more, especially with a new bike and a much more expensive bike than the Gixxer. I figured it'd be better for me if I just took off the worry I had of holding people up or whatever, so I bumped myself down. And if you guys are ever in this situation where you get a new bike, I realized this, you should most likely definitely bump yourself down one group until you get a feel for the bike. That's the smart thing to do. Yeah, you're trying to go too fast on a bike you don't know yet, you're not familiar with, it's a recipe for disaster. Thankfully no such disaster happened this weekend, but it almost did, and you guys will see that. Stick to the end of the video, you'll see the highlight reel, as I'm going to call it. It's just one little clip, but if you can make it to the end, you should watch it, because I literally shit myself. So, alright guys.
I'll catch you later.
Quick shifter's not working.
It's not?
Yeah. And I almost lost the rear coming out.
I saw that.
It was those stickers.
Yeah, yeah.
And now they're already burned away.
Huh?
They're already gone.
Yeah, they should be.
We are finally headed home. Man, it was a great weekend. Truck is a disaster. So much shit everywhere. Man, the first day was rough, I'm not gonna lie. Switching from GP shift, only doing GP shift the last probably 2 years, and then trying to do standard shift really just fucked me up. And the quick shifter did not actually work in GP shift, so the bike is in fact not tuned. I think I can say with confidence, I don't think it's tuned, but it ran well, even with the full system, so all was good. Then the second day, things picked up a little bit. I had to get back on the Gixxer to get my confidence back after being like probably 10 seconds slower on the 660. Didn't get any footage of that. Unfortunately, helmet cameras are not really much of a thing anymore at most of these tracks, even at Jennings, where usually they don't care. So don't worry, we have a solution for that. We're gonna get a 360 here soon, and that'll be a little bit better. But for now, the helmet cam might be a dying thing.